everybody. My name is Vaughn.
And I'm Rachel. I
And
can't believe we're doing this right now, first of all.
we really are doing
We
it.
are really doing this.
2 years in the making.
2 years in the thought process and the planning, and we're finally here. So, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
A little nervous?
Just a little bit. Just a little
So
bit.
just ignore all of our surroundings. Just focus on me. Just focus
That's all
on
I
me.
can focus on.
Ooh.
You know.
Yeah.
Between Us is basically our thought process and our vibes on the way that we pretty much view certain things
Right.
and how the way we love to talk to each other.
We do.
So Between Us.
Between us.
So kicking off, this is an introduction. So this is our very first episode.
Right.
So this is primarily going to open up and give you guys the real on how we first met, who we are, what we bring, and just overall the steps and the guides that we took in order for us to get to where we are today.
Facts. So how did we get here? Because like you said, this has been a plan, concepts of a plan for the past 2 years, like literally has been put on our vision board for 2024 and 2025. What do you think made us really solidify the plan to be here today?
I think it was just based upon the correct timing. And I think God doesn't make any mistakes.
That's
so
true.
when it's time for whatever it is that you are manifesting to happen, it's going to happen. But I feel like it reminds me of, when we first started our journeys in the gym.
Right.
Day one is always the hardest day.
You always do say that.
Always the hardest day.
It is.
So once whenever you conquer day one, everything else is a breeze.
That's facts.
So this is day one for us.
It is.
And the rest of it is going to be a breeze. But I think what really helped us get to that point of finally saying, all right, we're about to do this, we finally felt set up in our situation that we were in. So us moving from North Carolina to Michigan and like really being settled, finding like that nice home and everything like that, I think that gave us like that reassurance, like, okay, like we're in the right direction. Let's go ahead and do everything that we've been putting off to the side.
Facts.
That we've been saying that we didn't have time to do. Now it's time for us to do it.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely correct. Sometimes, when something is on the forefront to complete for a long time, you keep moving the goalpost and to the point where it's just like, when am I ever actually going to get to it? So I really feel like this is us just ripping the Band-Aid like, all right, let's do it.
Exactly.
And then once you start, you don't have a choice but to continue on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you mentioned that we moved from Raleigh to Michigan. How did we even get in the place of meeting one another? Because, that's north to south. That's all over the place, for real.
Yeah. So you kind of want me to like go all the way back to like first meeting each other?
How did we meet?
Oh, man. So I'm going to be completely honest. I got a group of people that I tell a different story to.
Me too.
And then I got another group that I tell the real story to. But you guys are all about to be in that same group today.
Absolutely.
So to be completely honest, we met on Tinder.
We did. We both swiped right.
Both swipe right. And I will be honest, I didn't think that we were going to match because, she was super bad and I was just shooting my shot, hoping that, something would happen. But I woke up that next morning and I seen that it was a match. Now, I'm still a shy person by heart. So I didn't slide in the DMs first.
I slid in the DMs.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll let her kind of talk on that.
I slid in the DMs. And I slid in your DMs because I found that we both drive the same Camaro. And I'm really competitive. So you drive the same car I'm driving. We're about to race and see who got the better car. And I won several times.
Several times is a stretch. That is a stretch.
Several times?
Several?
Good 3 out of 5.
No. More like 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3.
Yeah, but we really swiped right on Tinder. Both of us did, but it's kind of funky on how our Tinders even connected. And that was because you were traveling for work and I was traveling for leisure. So the fact that both of our Tinders connected, you have to be in the same radius. I was in Virginia and you were in
Mississippi.
Why were you in Mississippi?
So in my past life, I worked for a different company, and it required me to travel. So
The world traveler.
at that time, I had traveled almost like 3-4 states at that point.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, I did not want to go to the South.
Nobody does. I wouldn't
did not
recommend
wanna go
that
to
to
the
my worst
South.
enemy.
And the only reason why is because of, you know, the stigma and the history about the South and things like that.
It's all true.
No disrespect to the South. I love the South
Very
now.
disrespectful.
But at the same time, you know, that specific work trip, we finally had got back to the telly. I was just like, let me just hop on Tinder, you know, see what Tinder has to offer out here, because I'm going to be in and out, you know, that type of vibe. But it turned out that it wasn't no matches until I left.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And the love of my life turned out to be that match that I needed off of Tinder. But yes, a long-winded story, but that was the complete reason on why I ended up going out there. It was mainly for that work trip.
It was mainly for fate. Like, that was nothing but God. Why would our Tinders match at that exact time?
Like till this day, 2025, I've never heard of nobody having like the same similar situation like ours. So that's why I feel like it was truly a divine type of intuition that had went on in that.
Facts.
Because I've never heard of nobody being almost like 5 states away matching with somebody that's back at the crib.
Yeah.
Like, that's rare.
Yeah. We need a sponsorship from Tinder.
We do.
For real.
I think when this blow up, we may get that sponsorship.
Yeah.
But until then,
we'll run it back.
Hey, Tinder.
Shout
us out.
We'll just keep saying the same story. We met on Tinder, by the way. Tinder.
It's crazy that the whole world is going to know that now.
Yeah, because we said a lot of different shit. Like, I said I met you at work, New Orleans. Everybody's like, wait a fucking minute. Tinder.
Bro, like, I think my most consistent one that I was always saying was we met through a mutual friend on Facebook.
That sounds way better than saying, I was on a dating app.
It took a minute for me to, like, figure out how to come up with that one, though.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, damn, like, what sounds, like, convincing, but, like...
Not bad.
Like,
results may vary.
All that good shit.
How do we get from Tinder to Michigan, though?
Oh, man. So, I want to say everything really changed last year. And what I mean by that is, at the time, I was working for a different company before I transitioned to the company I'm working for now. And 2024 was that year of truly new beginnings. So I was in my last role about a year at that point, and kind of had stumbled across a new opportunity. And at that time, like, we were having conversations about us, like, moving in together and things like that. So we did get the chance to move in with each other, like, 2 or 3 months prior before we actually had made that move to North Carolina.
To clarify, we were long distance going on, I say 3 years, because I like to elongate.
I do boy math. So
I do girl math. That was definitely 3 years. For him, it was 1.
No, it wasn't 1. I give you the benefit of the doubt. It was 2.5.
So I was in Mississippi, and I don't think we mentioned, but you were in Indiana, and we put so many fucking miles on our Camaros.
We did. And
don't do that.
Don't treat your Camaro like a Camry.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Spoken by somebody who did that. Like a dummy. Hey, but no, we all live and learn, you know?
We
and
do.
At that time, I had met the love of my life, so I didn't give a fuck about no miles. Like, what?
Yeah,
like, that's
forget the
irrelevant.
Camaro.
Irrelevant as hell.
That's what I be saying.
You know?
Yeah.
But yes, we was doing distance for quite some time. And I think that worked out for us a lot because it helped us build on the solid foundations that we have.
Yeah.
And for me, the biggest foundation is communication.
Facts.
And in the beginning, we were sending like long passages to the point where like we had to go on notes, copy and paste it, and then read all that
and still
then
miss something.
Make a response, and still probably miss like 1 or 2 things.
So
but
then you
like,
got to do about 3 more paragraphs to complete the
just
story.
to respond back to those 2 things that you
It
just
was
missed.
so bad that we would get to the point of saying, I'm so sorry, I'll respond as soon as I'm doing this. Because we really just took the time and opportunity to learn each other so much on a friend level. And I think that was the main component on growing a strong foundation.
Absolutely.
So, we took a good little minute to date before you even asked me to be your girlfriend.
We did. So for me, and the reason why I did that is because I was very intentional on going into this relationship, having a better understanding of my partner and my significant other. Reason being is because prior relationships to ours, I felt like I had went into those with the understanding of like what's understood don't have to be explained. And I didn't do the traditional things of like asking that girl to be my girlfriend and like just doing the whole nine of the traditional route that I feel like is needed in order for you to feel validated in that moment.
Right.
So knowing those things, I said, okay, brother, you have to be more intentional and way better than your previous self in those particular relationships that you were in. So that's why I had a different type of mindset going into this relationship with you. And I knew that it was going to take time for me to truly understand you, understand myself, and understand how we can truly build on our partnership with each other. 23rd of February was when I said, all right, like, I'm about to go ahead and ask that question. Now, do you remember how I asked the question?
Of course I did.
What did I do?
You did a whole nine. There was rose petals and there was gifts and you picked me. It's actually a video.
It is.
We do have a video. It was very romantic, very sweet. You did your thing.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm not gonna lie. It took a lot of like consideration. It took a lot of like, I wanted it to be as special as possible. And as cliche as it was, because it was probably like a day or two before Valentine's Day, I was trying to weigh between like, do it on Valentine's Day, do it before, 6/7, I don't know. But I chose to do it a few days before Valentine's Day. I don't think it was like a rhyme or reason on why I did it. I just felt like it just made more sense to do it before. That way we could truly celebrate Valentine's Day and like be more in tune with Valentine's Day.
It's so funny though, because I get that was the intent for that, but now we look at it like, ooh, we got back-to-back holidays. So it'll be my birthday, our son's birthday. Fast forward a little bit, it'll be your birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, our anniversaries, so much to the point where we're like, maybe we should change our anniversary. Change it to the first day we said I love you. I don't know.
Woo, man. And we can expound upon that.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely can. So, boy math again. That was October 29th, 2022.
That's right.
We both said, I love you. Leading up to that, and I remember I had told you this in our Tinder conversations.
You did.
Mac and cheese is the way to my heart.
You did.
And my lovely baby is a chef at heart. And when I said mac and cheese is the way to my heart, I think she took that very literally.
Very literal.
Because our very first time linking up in Mississippi, when I say that mac and cheese had me like, I wonder what's her ring size right now.
6.5. I mean.
Like, I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready right then and there, because I'm just like, man, this shit is crazy. Like,
I love that it took mac and cheese to take you there.
It did.
It makes me want to ask the question, though, because have you seen the debate of how long it truly takes a man to know when he's ready to marry somebody? Not more so ready to pop the question, but just to get the feeling of, hold on, this may actually be my future.
So if I'm being completely honest,
I love how you start off each sentence like that, because you are very honest.
Yes, very honest, very genuine.
Yes.
But no, I have not seen like that current trend of them like knowing when. And I think too, like, if I'm being honest on this, like, everybody's feeling on it is definitely going to be completely different.
True.
And I know for me, right then in that moment, like, I was like partially there. Like, it had got me there, honestly. But it took for me to like be around you and Aiden and just see how the way that the mother that you are and just the pure heart that you have, that really took me to that next level of like, okay, like I'm ready to ask this woman to be my wife.
Gotcha.
So
it's, to clarify, it's not necessarily a time frame. It's more so the actions that lead up. Because I think a lot of people have a misconception of, 3 months, he better know, he better pop the ring within, a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think in that situation, like if a woman has that deadline, then I feel like they're more than willing and more than open to have that deadline, but they have to be realistic with themselves too. Like, has he done anything to make you feel like this should be within a 3-month window?
Yeah. Because a lot of people just want the ring
like,
and the status, honestly, but nobody's ready to be married.
No.
It just sounds really nice, really good.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
That's true.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot. And at the end of the day, if you truly don't know that person and you don't know yourself, because at the end of the day, you need to know who you are.
Facts.
And then translate that into knowing who your person is. And that takes time. That's not an easy, like, all right, we got this in a week. Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
That shit takes at least a year, tops, for you to truly know that person and truly know yourself.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that, my love.
Okay. That was a good take. I was just curious because I've seen it and I just wanted to get your perspective from mac and cheese to living together. So how did that transition really take place?
Oh, man. So like we said, we were distanced for a little while. I remember it was probably sometime in 23 when we actually had like that first initial conversation about it. And it's funny that you had brought it up, but I was thinking about it.
It's like, these Camaros aren't going to last.
Like, yo,
they're going to be in the junkyard if we don't figure something out.
Right. Damn near.
Mine is.
But no, between us though.
Yeah.
You know. But no, it was just crazy how the way that all transpired though. Because I was like, damn, like, I'm ready to like move in with her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we're only spending like weekends with each other.
Exactly. We
And
don't know
like,
what that looks like.
My grandma had told me like some real stuff, like in my previous relationship. She was just like, y'all have to like spend more than a weekend and a week with each other. Like, it has to be almost about a month for you to like truly know.
Longer
like,
than that, yeah.
Maybe a little longer, but at least about a month tops to like truly understand, like, okay, how does this person navigate at home? Like, what's some of the things that they do that you may not like or that you could probably kind of help them with and things like that. So I don't think we were at that point yet, but like I had times where I stayed there for about a week or 2 weeks. And you did the same thing in Evansville. So I felt like that practice helped us transition into us moving into North Carolina and everything like that with each other.
Yeah.
But from your perspective though, what was kind of like the biggest, I guess, like barrier or kind of like a hiccup or something like that that we kind of both had to figure out once when we did move in with each other?
So to be funny, I think it was us trying to condense down on appliances, on furniture,
shoes,
literally shoes,
clothes.
Like, yeah, I think that was like the biggest hurdle for me is creating a list of things that we need to throw away and things we need to keep. Like, oh, you got a newer toaster oven. We're definitely throwing my shit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But I think more so, there wasn't really that much of a hurdle, if I'm being so honest, because I feel like, okay, and hear me out, whenever you're on the right path of life, things will work out the way it's supposed to. There's not going to be that much hesitation. There won't be that many hurdles. It will just be a smooth, easy sail. And I feel like every single transition throughout the years for us has been a smooth, easy sail. Has there been times where it hasn't been perfect?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But has it been fun as we've been selling? Yes. Like, I've had the most fun ever. So I won't really say that I had many hiccups or hurdles. It was more so just, who's gonna keep, like, are we gonna keep your bed or my bed? You know?
We kept my bed.
We did. Oh my gosh, we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so transitioning from that, the reason that well, what really put us in the position to move in together was your job.
Yes. And I will say this, shout out to your job too, because
Thank
if
God.
your job wasn't remote,
Hey, it's over. I don't know what to tell you.
man, it would have been an uphill battle.
Okay.
Like truly.
Yeah.
So shout out to your job being work from home. I love that.
I love that for me.
But no, so my job required us to be out in North Carolina for a whole year.
It did.
I was in a quote unquote sales program that taught me all of the ways in which I can sell the products for my current company that I work for. I've been with Invisalign for a year and some change now. Definitely been a great experience, and I definitely owe it to the fact that we were able to start our journey together because of the opportunity of us going down to North Carolina as well. But yes, did a whole year. And during that year, my love, how did you feel initially when I told you that we had to relocate to North Carolina?
So I was ecstatic. I can't lie. I was a little nervous at first just because I've never moved off so far away and then lived with somebody at the same time. So it was quite a process to get my ducks in a line to make sure that it was a smooth transition, not only for me, but also for Aiden. Absolutely. And for you too. Like, I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted to make our house a home at all. I was ready. I was ready to stop putting so many miles on our cars.
Between us,
I was ready to make mac and cheese for you every night when you came home. You know, I was ready for us to lay in bed and just yap like we always do. So it just felt good to finally close that gap of distance. But I do feel like the distance was necessary.
It was. It was.
I feel like it was necessary because it forced us to have conversations that a lot of people tend to have later on in their relationship, especially those hard questions and, you know, really getting to know each other inside and out. I appreciated the time that we had with distance, and also it gave us the opportunity to miss each other more. And that was like 100%. The best feeling ever. Like truly. Yeah.
Getting off the road on those weekends.
7 hours.
Mind you, this is when I still had to go to an office and work from 6:30, it felt like, 7 in the morning till 5. And then have the energy to drive 7 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Like the amount of Red Bulls that I had
consumed.
To drink.
But, you know, I feel like your adrenaline was also on an all-time high.
It was.
But also, you know, taking those distances, you find ways to make yourself stay up. You be riding with the window down, music blasting, eating something that's going to keep you like.
Keep you geeked up.
So distance was definitely an experience, but I'm grateful for it because it was mandatory for the core foundations of our relationship. I won't say that's for everybody, but for us, it worked out very well.
Yeah. I remember my mom, like, kind of asking me, like, how did I feel about that? And I'm just like, for the right person, you would do anything. For the right person, you're going to do anything. So, like, I didn't even think about the fact that it was that much, like an additional 5 hours.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
You don't realize how crazy something looks to everybody else just because it makes so much sense to you and I.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing to note. It's just you and us. It's just between us. Between us. So it doesn't need to make sense to anybody else.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember whenever I first met you, right? Right after our initial meeting in New Orleans, I got on Snapchat on my private story. I'm like, y'all, I met my fucking husband. Y'all aren't going to believe me. Like, mark my words, I met my husband.
Crazy.
And you know, back to how we got from long distance to where we are now. Sorry.
So we had that year out in North Carolina. So I had to do something within my job that's called a work coverage. So I was fortunate enough to go to Charlotte, which is only 2.5 hours away from Raleigh.
Amazing.
So every weekend, I'm coming back home to my baby, or to both of my babies. And being able to be with y'all, I think that really still helped me feel like I was at home, even though I wasn't. those weeks of being out there in Charlotte, like, even though I was out there to do my job, like, I felt lonely because I had got so used to, like, me being at home with you. Because at that point, we had been in our home together for about 8 or 9 months.
Yeah.
So, like, making that crazy transition to being back in a home by myself, I was just like, yo, like, I ain't used to this no more. Like, what the hell? Like,
What's the
I'm
mac and
coming
cheese?
home, like, ain't no mac and cheese. Like, damn. You know what I mean? But no, it taught me to, it almost really made me feel like it was that whole long distance thing again that we were doing.
Yeah.
But now it was only 2.5 hours. So, like,
Even
I knocked
better.
that shit out in my sleep.
Okay.
Like, that wasn't nothing.
I know that's right.
But then from doing that work coverage, that led to us getting the opportunity to move here to the great state of Michigan. We've been here since July.
Yeah. Hasn't been long.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't been long. It's been new experiences, new situations.
It feels good to be back up north, though. I can't even lie.
It does?
Yes, because I'm originally from Indiana.
Yeah.
And I hated the South. So coming back up to my roots, I'm like, so happy that Aiden is going to be a Northern, and I'm back to where where we've always been. So it feels good.
Yeah. But for you, my love, going through another moving situation, how did that make you feel?
I can't even lie. There were times where I would just have to sit and pray and be like, Lord, help me, because I wouldn't wish moving on my worst enemy.
I would.
No facts. Like,
Between
actually,
us,
you know what?
Between
Actually,
us,
I would.
maybe.
Yeah, because it's just that terrible. But
no, I'm just playing.
But you want to know something? The moving process that we had, I would say the first one, we knocked that shit out like it was nothing.
Facts.
Second one, a few more hardships, but we'll get into that. Yeah.
Okay, so between us,
never go to Walmart to get your oil changed.
Yeah. That shit was a nightmare. But the first move went smoothly because I had some solid friends out there in Evansville that came and helped us.
Yep.
And I truly appreciate y'all. We took y'all to Longhorn.
Yep.
Got them boys some steak dinners, all that good shit. You feel me? So, but that first move, I remember us going to Barnes and Noble, and between us, I truly did not feel like doing that shit. Like,
you hate the planning process.
I hate the planning process, but I love it because I love to go into things having a plan.
Yeah.
But if I don't have a plan, I feel like I'm very adaptable and I can like do some shit on the fly and it works.
You can.
But I'm type A in certain situations. You're type A in certain situations, and we learned that about each other.
Yeah.
So you love to have a very detailed plan on like how the way shit is about to go.
Yes.
I do too, to a certain extent. As long as I got like little bullet points, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you need that shit. Bum, bum,
down
bum,
to a
bum,
T.
bum.
Yeah.
So when we went to Barnes and Noble, planned it all out. Now, our original plan, we were about to get a U-Haul, get on the plane, come back to Evansville.
I forgot about the plane.
Like a whole reroute to the shit that we actually did.
Yeah. We actually said, well, I won't say we said anything. The entire plan got scratched because God was like, yeah, I don't know what y'all think y'all got going on, but that's literally what's not going to happen. And it worked out perfectly. We finally made it from how we connected and swiped right on Tinder, how we fell in love with the mac and cheese, and how we went from long distance to Raleigh, then moved to Michigan. That's crazy.
Yes. All of that within a year and some change.
I was like, careful with your boy math.
That should be right.
I hope so.
But you could double check me on that.
I may have to.
Yeah. Some of your girl math, you know? But I will ask you this. What did you envision when we were going through those trials and tribulations?
It's like what kept me motivated?
Yes.
Well, you kept me motivated. I feel like we went through this process of whenever I was at 50%, on top of all the stress from moving, but I'm also still working. You're working, and we're trying to run a household, be there for Aiden, still go on our date nights, and we still were having, we're still living our best life at the same time.
Facts.
But there would be times where I would be at 50% and I would be going through it, and you would just literally center me and calm me down and be like, this is only for a short time period. Like, you got to go through to get to. And that's something that I just really used to help me through those tough moments. Like, whenever you were going through it, I think I was also your voice of reason, and we just really balanced each other out.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that was one of the best things, and that's something that you still do to this day. No matter what we're going through, you're always going to be, you know, my voice of reason and my reassurance.
You're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
At the end of the day, like, regardless of the titles of fiancés, things like that, like, at the end of the day, we established that friendship.
We did.
And like I said, if you take off the titles, like, you're my best friend at heart.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like, it just comes so easy for me to be that voice of reason for you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, I had times where I was definitely having my head down because I was just like, damn, like, I put us in this position. But I remember you and your mom both, like, reassuring me that, like, this is only, you know.
It's meant to be. It's supposed to be this way, you know. And I felt that because I don't know if it was my intuition or just my gut, but I didn't have any hesitations for each move that we went to. I know they probably looked so drastic to everybody else on the outside, but for us, it just made a lot of sense. And it got to a point where I just stopped explaining what we had going on. Because people were like, but didn't you just,
this is what this is for now.
It's between us. Get the fuck out of our business. But actually, why am I telling our business? You know what I mean?
I think for me, once when the dust has settled, I think the biggest thing that I envisioned was us literally having those weekends of not doing shit.
Staying in bed?
Yes.
Yes.
That was the main thing that I really wanted to see for us, because it seemed like every weekend was kind of stressful because it was like, damn, like, all right, we still don't have solidified answers going into this next week. So I don't know what the hell next week is about to look like. And the weekend was kind of that time where, like, the stress had built up a lot.
Yeah.
It built up a little bit, but at the same time, like, we did have those moments of decompression. But like I said, like, it was still like that level of, like, worry.
Yeah.
So I think for us, always having God as, like, our foundation and as, like, the third person in our relationship is what really helped us get through every situation that we have faced.
That's true.
So, like I said, for me personally, having a relaxing weekend was what I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
But it's like now our weekends are going to get a little bit more busy because now we are officially podcast hosts.
That is kind of crazy to say out loud like that.
Running a business.
Yeah.
We are business owners.
I love that so much for us. But I kind of feel like we went all over the place with from A to Z, the B to F, back to Z. And I kind of want to get into our engagement because I kind of feel like that was our finalized step onto our next chapter. How did we get to our engagement?
Once when we moved to North Carolina, that was like sometime in May. I actually had bought the ring like 2 or 3 weeks after we had already moved in.
That's crazy.
Reason being is because, like, I was having a lot of conversations with, like, different mentors and things like that. And, like, the number one consistent question that they kept asking me was, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
It wasn't like me waiting. It was more of like, I know when the time is right. And I knew that we were moving in together. So, like, I wanted everything to, like, work out the way it was supposed to work out.
It was between us.
Between us.
Our timeline. Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel it.
But anyway, long story short, bought the ring within like 2 to 3 weeks of us being at our home in Raleigh. And then I was playing around with the fact of, when the hell do I ask this woman to marry me? So, very cliche, I wanted to ask you on your birthday. But all the red flags were there, and I still tried to ignore
because of
shit.
how you went about it.
So I thought I went about it in a very creative way, to be honest.
I'm
but
very inquisitive.
that wasn't the case. And at the time, like, I was trying to get outside help, and that person kind of helped me a little bit. So I was able to reroute.
You did.
And
You adapted.
I figured out a better plan.
Okay.
And I was just like, I'm gonna do that shit on my birthday.
Your birthday, because I would
My
never
birthday.
see. I would never see that coming.
Definitely didn't see that shit coming. And it was so crazy because I thought the shit was like kind of more evident that I was gonna do it on my birthday than doing it on yours.
Well, it's how you went about it, because you randomly just recommended that we go to Maine for my birthday.
Yeah.
And that was like alarm bells. And I was like, why would we go to Maine for my birthday? Don't get me wrong. My family lives in Maine. I would love to go to Maine.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that you wanted to go to Maine for my birthday. I was like, interesting. I never ever said that. You were really avid on it too.
Because like, and I know you remember this, but like, we had conversations on the type of like announcement that you would want me to do for you, or the type of proposal that you would want me to do. And we also talked about your ring. So fellas, heads up, don't just go out and buy a ring unless you know for sure that that's what your girl like. You need to ask those very pivotal questions. That's important, because
you would be very sad
if I would have went and bought her a square type ring or some BS, yeah, she would have been like, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, I would still love it.
6'7".
But like, you can tell we have a kid.
Yeah, we do. 7 years old, man.
But see, I like how you said that, though. It's important to have those questions. Like, I never understand how people don't have questions leading up to engagement. Like, yes, you want it to be a surprise, but not so much to the point where this man doesn't even know what type of proposal you like, what type of ring you like, who do you want there, you know what I mean? Those are important elements to the grand gesture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So once I checked off all of those boxes, the next big thing is figuring out where you're going to do it. So I looked and asked a lot of different people out there in Raleigh, like, what was kind of like the best like restaurant spots that I can do like a proposal at. And I had got a good amount of recommendations, but it came down to the wire, and I'm just like, all right, I need to find one that's like solid, like it has like all the vibes that I'm looking for. And I ended up finding one.
You did.
And coordinating with your parents was seamless. Like,
that's still so crazy.
Seamless.
The fact you were talking to my parents and I didn't know,
You
because
didn't
I'm
even
nosy.
know.
I'm nosy.
You didn't even know.
That blows me.
But you want to know what was like the craziest thing?
What's that?
Sitting down with your dad and like talking with him.
Yeah.
And like, bro, like it really just reaffirmed like we were doing everything the right way.
Yeah.
And the one thing that he had said to me was, man, like I really love what you're doing, and I really love the fact that you make my daughter happy. So I would be a fool to not approve.
You know how crazy it is? My dad hasn't liked any man that I've ever dated.
Yeah.
He loves you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy
That's the
right
ultimate stamp right there.
Yeah.
You sat down with my mom as well?
So I didn't get the chance to sit down with mama just because like we had text a lot. So it was just like we were already on like the same wavelength.
Gotcha.
I just didn't have that chance to like really talk with your dad and like really pick his brain around it and things like that. And I feel like both perspectives are very important. But like I know your dad, like that's your dad. You know, you feel me? Like
you better ask my dad.
Yeah, like you know,
you're gonna get a side eye.
I wish like whenever we do have our future daughter, like I wish a guy would, you know, not include me in like that conversation. I'd be like, hey brother, come on.
No, the answer's no.
Come on. You want to marry my daughter? No. Get up out of here. But no, once when we finally got everything set, now it was the execution part. So I remember like talking to my mom, and like she was just like, yeah, like I'm about to get these balloons, I'm about to do this, do that. So like the plan was for her to get there to the restaurant before us, and she did. Shout out to my mom, love you. She had got everything set up for us. The only weird situation was we did it outside instead of like inside, like at the table.
So you were supposed to do it inside?
So I thought the setup was going to be inside. I didn't know it was outside, but it worked out.
It worked out because it was a rooftop. And like, it was beautiful.
Downtown Raleigh.
Yeah. It was
Beautiful vibes.
it was beautiful, and the weather was perfect. It was a surreal feeling.
It's
So
like
yeah,
65 in November.
Oh,
But anyway,
good days.
I also had hit up one of my good friends and had bro come
Shout out to Captured by Nick. He took
Yeah.
some amazing engagement photos
He
for
did.
us.
He did. Like
did.
they're still timeless. Like and they're gonna forever be timeless. Whenever we got everything solidified with that, I remember like that same day of the engagement, like I was practicing, so I was like, all right, which knee should I get on?
You was
Boom.
in the
I
closet.
get on that knee, boom. And I got a video of that too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I think for me, going into it, I didn't want to memorize my lines. I tend to do that whenever I'm going into something that is very important to me. Like I don't want to forget what it is that I want to say because every word that I say is very intentional. But I went into this knowing that I'm about to speak from the heart and I don't need to memorize this because it's not my vows.
Yeah.
But this is a vow to you to always be there for you and to love you unconditionally the same way that I've always loved you, even when we first met. So I don't remember everything I said.
The funny part about this, though, is we were sitting in bed, and I was like, do you remember what you said to me when you asked me? And you was like, no, I don't. He was like, do you remember? Hell no.
Between us, it's crazy.
It was great. Whatever you
crazy.
said, it was great. I was more so just looking in your eyes, but I'm sure whatever you said.
And I put that ring on, you was really like, damn.
You know, facts. I was like, yo, what?
But no, and I still think about that, like, to this day, like, damn, like, I really proposed.
You did. That's
I really
a big moment.
proposed,
Yeah.
man. And, like, shout out to everybody this year that's, like, been, like, doing phenomenal, like, proposals and things like that. Like,
it doesn't feel that big until you're actually in that moment. Yeah.
And you kind of feel like how the way, like, it's the freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and then your ass at that senior level. Like, bro, like, you going back and you seeing everybody else, like, finally graduating, like, finally doing their proposals and things.
We are at the age.
Yeah,
we are. It's like you really don't realize how old you are until people around you start having kids. It's like, wait, what the fuck are you doing having a kid and getting married? You're like, oh, we are at that age.
Like 30, like,
like,
isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, yeah, like, I guess. You know,
I'm truly a kid at heart.
No, for real.
Yeah, facts.
But I don't know if you want to get into this, and this may be for like another episode, maybe. But the journey of wedding planning has been,
woo.
Yeah, it's been a process.
It's been a process, and I think honestly, it needs to be segmented out because we're going on a year nearly engaged and things are starting to become solidified, but we've had a lot of contributing factors that have added and taken away from the experience. And I do really want to get into that, but the journey still has been really fun. I'm excited. I'm supposed to go wedding dress shopping next weekend.
Hey.
So I'm excited.
Yes, ma'am. See, the thing is, and I hate that the traditional norms of us not being able to go see it, but at the same time, and you said a word, because I remember we was talking about this a couple of days ago, and you was just like, at the end of the day, those are the traditional norms for everybody else. We could create our own. Now, for me, I do still want to do things the right way, but I think for me, I do still want to wait till that day of our actual wedding to see you in that beautiful dress, because that's when that shit is gonna like really hit home for me. And I know how emotional I can be. I feel like that's what really helps you get to that moment, because I haven't seen you in that light yet.
Yeah.
So that's my first time seeing you in that light. And that's going to be your first time seeing me too.
I know.
All the way down there.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to lose like that element of that surprise. So that's why I'm still like, I'm going to let you do you. You going to let me do me. But when we come together on that day,
I'll see you at the end of the aisle.
Exactly, gang.
Well, I'm so excited.
Exactly.
I'm so excited.
That's for another episode.
It is.
And we're going to definitely keep you guys along this journey of this wedding planning, the big trips that we have planned, like the whole nine.
Hold on.
But between us, baby, just to summarize, in one quote of this first episode. The quote for me is, no matter what you're going through, there's always still going to be that light at the end of the tunnel. And perception is key. Going through the trials and tribulations that we have went through, I think at the end of the day, God had a phenomenal plan for us that we couldn't see in that moment, but it took bits and pieces for us to get there. Facts. In order for the whole picture to come into play.
Absolutely.
That allowed me to still have that faith that I needed in order for me to stay strong in those trials and tribulation moments.
I love that.
So this new journey of us, like being able to share our viewpoints, share like our life, is a new testament, and we don't know what the light at the end of the tunnel is going to look like.
We don't.
Until God started putting those small little pieces together for us, and we started seeing that level of success in it. Absolutely. So that's why I feel like that is a quote for me.
That was so well said. I like how you circled that back and put it together with a package and a
circle
bow.
Back.
Yeah,
little corporate jargon. But no, what's
quote
yours?
For me is never look like what you're going through.
Damn.
Because we had quite a journey, but you could never tell what we had going on. Factual. You know what I mean?
What y'all be saying? Like that.
Never look like what we was going through at all. Facts. It doesn't matter what depressive episode you're going through. At least if you can get up and wash your face and make it through that day. Never try. I won't say never, because there's just some times where you just can do the best you can. And that's all what matters. But as long as you try to not look like what you're going through, what do you always say? You look better, you do better.
Yes. You look good, feel good, play good, and then they pay you good. And that's from the
I
great
like
Deion Sanders.
I like that. Yeah. So I like your quote.
Thank you, baby. I love yours.
I love you.
I love yours. I love you more.
Where can they keep listening to us?
On Spotify,
YouTube, iHeartRadio,
TikTok, iHeartRadio, Apple, wherever you get your
Facebook,
podcasts.
LinkedIn.
Wherever you get your podcast information, that's where we're trying to tap into a lot of those spaces.
I had fun talking to you today.
I had fun talking to you as well, baby. All right. So if you guys have any questions for us, just want to learn a little bit more, our email is betweenus, so that's BETWEENUSTHEPODCAST@gmail.com.
You sounded really sexy when you did that. It was like a Keith Sweat moment. But you were teaching me to spell.
Hopefully I spelled it right.
I hope so. Where y'all can find us on all social medias at the email he just said. Hopefully it's correct. If not, it'll be on the screen. I love you.
I love you more. And this is Between Us.
I tried.